Hello, hello, everybody, everybody. What's cracking? What's happening? What's going on? How is everybody doing, guys? People of the sea, people of everywhere. What animal do you refer yourself to? Slash, what's your spirit animal, guys? Today, just a little quick summary. It is light up in here. We got some light. The sun is shining, but it is setting too. It's about to get dark up in here soon. Probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Usually, the sun goes down like really, really fast. But yeah, guys. I worked today, and I got off early, so I had to go to work at 6 in the morning. So that means I got off at 3. And I'm telling you guys, when I tell you I don't know what to do with my little time frame, I don't know what to do. But on the other hand, I did clean my bird's cage, and I got some things done around the house, which I needed to, like some deep cleaning. I still need to do some more deep cleaning on the windowsills. But yeah. So guys, um, this is the topic that I have been saving for quite some time, a little bit, and I was trying to find the right moment, just the right moment. But I got a lot of energy out, like cleaning my apartment and stuff, and I was like, you know what? I still got some time to spare, cause I don't want to play video games like around this time. I don't know about you guys, but but my TV is very reflected against the light. Like I have a what do you call it, curved TV. So when you're trying to play video games, and because I leave my windows all the time open, my curtains open all the time, so I can see outside, so I can see my car, to see the environment. That's just me. So I don't want to close my windows, to play video games. So I like to play, and also too, I like to play video games at night because I think, like I said, the lighting, I guess. So I got some time to spare before nighttime hits and me playing video games. So what came across this topic was is wasn't is and are, like all the above, true, and what I see in this world. So enough rambling, let's get on to it. People, yes, humans, we sometimes refer ourselves to different types of animals. I, guys, I think a lot of people ought to know by now, but for the newcomers, I consider myself a lone wolf. And I will elaborate why I consider myself a lone wolf for in just a sec. Hold on. So, the number one, and I'm gonna start off with the biggest one. Okay, the majority of people that refer themselves to an animal is a lion. Guys, you want to know how many times I have heard someone says my spirit animal, or the animal that reflects me or refers to me, is a lion. And I'm all like, okay, well, first of all, they say the lion is the king of the jungle. And man, this guy's really having a hard time backing up. But I understand their motto on being a lion, on why they reflect to being a lion. Because again, the lion is the king of the jungle. B, the lion is strong and is a proud, like they're very proud in themselves. Even if they get like beaten up because they didn't get the right female, they still have a pride in them where it's like no matter what, they are still head honcho. They will still continue on. Like I'm just gonna elaborate about the lion species and why people refer themselves to lions. And they're big and tough. They're strong. They declare dominance at all times, basically. And of course, some lions, just referring to a male lion most of the time. I don't really see too many females considering themselves as lions, and I'll get into that in a second. But it's all like I see them reflecting on lion. Well, men mostly reflecting on lions because of the pride, the pride that they take, the encouragement, the everything about that species. Well, that species, that animal, basically, is refers to them because they reflect that. They're like, okay, I'm big, I'm strong, I'm tough. I don't take no for an answer. I do what I want, but I still have other boundaries. They still have other boundaries. So now it's very rare. Here's where I'm going to. It's very rare for females to consider themselves an animal or some sort. Hold on. Some sort of animal, just in general. Um, it is kind of rare for a female to say I'm a lion. Um, very rare. You will barely hear that. Now, I don't hang around with females a lot. Like, I really don't. That's the type of person I just I don't know how to act a female, if that makes sense to you. But I never really basically had like a girl session, like because I don't know what that is. I'm not into that stuff. I don't like all that fancy dancy stuff, nails, makeup, and stuff. So I'm just plain vanilla, just living my life. But so I don't really know what females refer themselves as a person a lot of the times. But I'm referring mainly probably on males. Then there's some kind of female-ish. It's like mixed emotions, in other words. Now, what are these people doing? They're going crazy. They're all talking crazy. I don't know if you can hear my neighbors. The cool cuckoo. He's like, blah, 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 blah. So I just kind of want to know if you see this video in the future. Let me know what animal, what is your spirit animal. Some people refer themselves as to owls, and the reason why, you would know the reason why right there. When somebody refers themselves as an owl, basically a night owl. So when people do that, it's all like typical, because it's all like, yeah, because you basically stay up all night. You creep around maybe the block, or just don't know when to go to sleep. So a lot of people refer themselves as an owl, um, due to that nature. You know, as far as like owl mentality goes, I only heard a couple of people say that because of their ways of not going to sleep. But nobody's really head on went to say, I feel like my spirit animal is an owl because Like it's always because I stay up at night, blah blah blah. It's always like that. Hold on. So as far as I see a couple of people referring themselves as cheetahs, because of their fast pace and their, I guess they're hunting fast pace. So people will often refer themselves as a cheetah because of that fast paced mentality. Not too much of a pride, but they're more of that. It's kind of hard to say, but they're more of that. I'm gonna get it done fast kind of thing. Because cheetahs are prone to be fast, of course. They're prone to be fast hunters. So it's like you're approaching them, and they're like, I'm a again, it's kind of hard to say, but it's like a go getter and just going as fast as you can to achieve a goal. I don't know if that makes sense. But hold on, let me drink some H2O. But yeah, I heard that. Um, as far as like a some sort of bird, like a crow, a pigeon is very rare. Nobody really refers themselves as a pigeon, unless it's a homeless. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. This is my channel here. But other than that, it there's a lot of people out there that can refer themselves as nothing. Like I don't find a spiritual animal, a spirit animal, or I refer to me as an animal. Of course, you get the monkeys here and there that say, "Oh, I like a monkey," but they don't refer themselves to as a monkey, which is it's kind of weird to say on the internet because when you say monkey on the internet, things could go south. But other than that, I I do see people in them when they call out these these referred animals. It makes sense. An owl, a cheetah, a lion. Now bears, I do hear that too reference that they consider themselves as big gigantic bears. And there's one particular thing that bears have is a great big husky self. Now, I understand bears gotta be big. So a big person will like a bear. There's not I honestly, to be honest, I don't see any skinny mofo person out there referring themselves as bears. Like skinny, like 5'2", skinny, refer themselves as bears. And like I'm a bear, my spirit animal's a bear, and so like it's very rare. Again, guys, very rare. So hello, hello, welcome in. Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know what animal refers to you, or what's your spirit animal. But now here's one for women, or females, however you want to call them. Most girls or females consider themselves very cat-like or a bunny. Now, a lot of males are not going to say that about themselves, like, "Oh, I feel like a bunny." Only different type of males. I'm just going to say that. But the reason being is because cats, male or female cats, are very clean and collective. They like to clean up after themselves. They do what they want, basically. They have that mentality. If I don't want to be near you, I don't care for you, I'm just gonna go this way. And if I want love and affection, I'll come towards you. And that's why a lot of people don't like cats, because they're not as affectionate. They only affect you if They feel like it. Now, don't correct me. Like I said, it's my opinion, but some cats do this. Some cats will come up to you and give affection and whatnot. And these people are talking outside my bedroom window all over the place. I bet you they're talking about me. But yeah. So females, like I said, they're very feminine, and also cats walk that cat walk, and a lot of females like that. They do that, not like that, but they do those emotions. Some, not all, some, and of course the bunnies too. I really have no idea why a female would reference themselves as a bunny. I would need more intel on that, literally, because it's like maybe because they're fluffy and they feel fluffy or inside, something of that nature. Who knows? But if you refer yourself as a bunny or a cat, let me know if you're a female. I don't, like I said, I don't think only like some males, because you know what, okay, here you go. Some males will consider themselves as cats. Why? Because they are very mischievous. They are going to back alleys and just being quiet, being a ninja cat basically. Just kind of creeping and walking around. That's the kind of cats that I see. You know, for males, I guess. Kind of, that makes sense. But so yeah, there's many spiritual animals. There's many people that refer to themselves as an animal. And here's where I get myself into. Since I had named some animals, some people refer themselves to different type of animals, such as reptiles, like a lizard, a snake. Some people refer themselves that type of way, or a certain fish or whatnot. But here's where I'm gonna come along to, because we are at 17 minutes. And hello, welcome in. So I refer myself to as a lone wolf. I dedicated myself to that name because I fell into that name. Now, of course, I have loving family. Of course, at that prior to me not being a lone wolf, I had intentions to be in a relationship for a very, very long time. I don't know if I was gonna grow in that relationship, but what I did know is that I still tried to go through things, go through things within that relationship. Once that relationship ended, I felt alone and afraid, and I felt like there's no other way I could be in a relationship or have my own family. Like, because I have gotten to this, like, it's kind of hard to say, but as time progressed, I became this way. But during that time, I was finding myself and trying to just focus on me 1,000%. I wanted to focus on me. I don't want no relationship. I didn't want to. I didn't want to, let's say, go out with someone that had feelings with. Like, I just wanted to focus on myself. And after that, I fell into that position of being a lone wolf, because I had so many encounters and so many things that I had tried to make friends, and I don't know the definition of a friend either, guys. So from that time on, I still don't know the definition of a friend. But nobody's really, besides being in a relationship, has been by my side Besides being in a relationship, besides having family, loving family, I haven't had someone stick with me at all. And when I tried, everybody would let me down. When I tried to make friends, when I tried to interact with people without being in a relationship, when I tried those things, my feelings just kept getting hurt because I'm like, what am I doing wrong? They hated, a lot of people hated my mentality, hated my thinking, hated everything that I had said because I'm so open minded. And I offended a lot of people just because I told them the truth. And I'm all like, well, do you want to stay in my life? Do you not want to stay in my life? And then people would just drop me like that. They didn't care for me. They're like, I care for you, but then you're just a weirdo, and I'm gonna stay away from you. And I have, bro, I'm telling you, I have thousands of screenshots of all the hurtful things people have said to me. And that got to me so much and so bad that, of course, I had to pick myself up over time and ground myself and start focusing on myself and said, F everybody. And this is where everybody, when you, it's very dangerous, guys, when you finally say F everybody. That is the most dangerous thing you can do in life. Because when you do that, you put your foot down saying, I'm not going to get run over any longer, anymore. And without having, and not without being in a relationship. If you're in a relationship and you call yourself a lone wolf, that something's wrong with you because you actually have a pack. We'll get into that in a few minutes. The sun is setting, guys. Let me turn on the light. But so when I tell you I haven't literally been kicked to the ground, but my feelings have been kicked to the ground, knocked to the ground, and everything else. So I picked myself up and just said, F it. And I fell into that position of being an absolutely lone wolf. Because I'm like, I can't just call someone and they'll be there. Again, besides a family. And it's all like, yes. Oh, well, you're referring to family, so you're not that lone. I stand alone, not on the family side. I stand alone on my own. I've been living on my own for about probably 8 years, almost close to 9 years. I've been paying rent on my own. I go to work. I feed myself on my own. I do everything on my own. All the bills, everything. With gas, my gas for 2 vehicles. I bought 2 vehicles, and it's like I did everything on my own. And so I can say that I'm a very proud lone wolf, and it's just a world mixed of emotions, because it kind of like, that's why I call myself the way I call myself. My spirit animal is a lone wolf, and here's where I get into packs. Guys, a lot of people, yes, a lot of people understand dogs, wolves. They have packs. you have to have a pack, right? Not necessarily, in my opinion. Because the way I see it, guys, you gain a pack, right? And one against five, let's just say, let's just refer to wolves, because we're talking about the wolves. One wolf against five wolves. Who's going to win? Okay. One wolf, one lone wolf against one wolf that all of a sudden wandered off and the pack is no longer there. So, again, hear me out. If all of a sudden one of those wolves was to run away, the lone wolf comes up in there and starts growling and biting and intimidating. Now that one wolf don't know what to do, because that one wolf has always had a pack around them, and it was just that coincidence time that the pack is not together, and then they get beat up extra, because a pack, they are relying on each other. So one takes the ear, one takes the leg, one takes this. If you're a lone wolf, you take it all. You fight for your life. That's in other words what I'm saying. You're fighting. You make a good fight out of the pack, because again, if one wolf all of a sudden drifts off and you encounter that one wolf, you're gonna have yourself a fight, and a good one, because it's one-on-one. So people all the time are tough. And in general, guys, you see young boys all the time, and I'm telling, this is facts in life. Hello, hello, welcome in. Young boys that are all together. Okay, I'm gonna refer to the little kid. Well, he's not a little kid, but he's 13 years old. I'm gonna refer him because when he's with his friends, he's a total different person. He is negligent. He is all over the place. He feels like he has to conquer being a butt and a tough person with his friends. And as soon as I see him alone, one-on-one, he is just absolutely the smartest, and he talks intelligent, and he knows his stuff. And it's all like, yeah, separate the crowd from one and you'll see. People will act so tough around their friends. So tough. And that's another side to people and humans. They'll act so tough around their friends or their other friends. And then when you have that alone time with one-on-one, they're a totally different person. So again, mind you, keep that and let that sink if you want. But yeah, so you refer yourself to a certain spirit animal or an animal, you know, that's on you. But the most common one, again, is a lion. I have not really met too many lone wolves like myself that is dedicating themselves, their time and effort just to live life and try to figure out what should do in life. We're not a pack. We choose to be alone. You can chat GBT this, you can big this, whatever, but it's basically self-independence. You independent yourself, you rely on yourself, everything is based on you. And you can't trust anybody, you can't have your guard down for any second. Like, again, that's just my little definition of a little lone wolf. But yeah, guys, so I want to know from other people. I've been rambling on for quite some time, but I want to know what from other people what their spirit animal is. If you refer to your lion, um, just watch the video in the beginning because that was the first one that I had said because many people refer themselves to a lion. A, because king of the jungle and strongness. But I already told you what I refer myself to. I'm very proud of what I refer myself to. It just affected me. That's why I kind of want to talk about the subject because I want to hear from other people. What do they refer themselves to? And what animal do you refer yourself to, guys? What is your spirit animal? Which one? You know, if you see this video after, let me know in that comment section down below. Thank you for whoever joined. I see a couple of people that joined. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.